My dear Christians, we got a big problem, don't we? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. When's the last time you actually opened your good book, by the way? All right. We got a big problem. So I'm going to read you something here. And you'd be like, that might change things. Yes, I am still wearing the same shirt I wore yesterday, my Maine Mariner shirt, because I don't like to throw. Look, I wear T-shirts underneath my shirts, which everybody should do. It's nasty if you don't wear T-shirts under your shirts if you're a man. So my T-shirts I wash every day, but why would I want to wash this? Give it to my wife to wash when all I do is I sit around the house and I work out, but I don't work out in this shirt. Why would I want to give my wife new clothes to wash that have only been worn one time? Doesn't make sense. All right, so let's check our good book, and we're going to go to 2 Samuel 5. 2 Samuel 5. And this is where David becomes king of all of Israel. Because remember, David was a king of Judah first, and then Saul became insane and basically killed himself essentially. And what happened was, it's very interesting actually. One of Saul's sons basically said, I'm going to read this. One of Saul's sons, the remaining of the living Saul's sons, essentially became by default the king of Israel. And his name was Ishbosheth, son of Saul. And when he heard that, hold on a second, Abner got murdered. It's just a lot of shenanigans going on back then, man. He got nervous and Israel got scared. Anyway, so Ishbosheth, or whatever his name was, got killed. And David wasn't too keen on that. David was like, dude, what the hell? And so, David had some morals. He's a very confused, conflicted man. That's a fact. But he did have some morals. That's a fact. So, anyway, so check this out. So, all the tribes of Israel came to David at Hebron, and said, we are your own flesh and blood. In the past, while Saul was king over us, you were the one who led Israel on their military campaigns. And the Lord said to you, you will shepherd my people Israel, and you will become their ruler. Remember, at this point, David was not king of Israel. Saul was. David was a king of Judah, essentially, or the leader of Judah, if you will. When the elders of Israel had come to King David at Hebron, the king made a compact with them at Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David king over Israel, kind of a uniting of Judah and Israel. David was 30 years old when he became king, and he reigned for 40 years. In Hebron, he reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months, and in Jerusalem, he reigned over all of Israel for 33 years, all of Israel and Judah. The king, that'd be David, and his men marched to Jerusalem to attack the Jebusites who lived there. Interesting. Are you hearing me? They marched to Jerusalem, the king of Israel, the united Israel and Judah, marched to Jerusalem to attack the Jebusites who lived there. What's that about? The ancestral lands of Israel that these Christians want to fight battles on behalf against the Palestinians because it's essentially Jewish ancestral homelands. But it's not. It's just not, man. Not any more than it is any other people. We got a problem. You can't sit there and say we got to fight these battles because this is Israel's homeland. It just is not. It's right here in the good book. Now, if you're going to dive into research the Jebusites, you're going to find out, there's other challenges there. In fact, Yasser Arafat, he tried to claim that Palestinians were the kin to the Jebusites. All right, whatever. But then others say there's no actually Jebusites in Jerusalem to begin with, that Jebusites didn't exist. Either way, we got a problem. Do the Jebusites exist or not? Well, according to the Bible, they did. End of story. Do the Jebusites exist in Jerusalem? That just said right there. And King David had to march to attack them because they lived in Jerusalem. Well, that's kind of weird. And if you go back to the book of Joshua and stuff, you can, again, people lived in Jerusalem before the Israelis did. So you can't sit there and say, you can do whatever you want. Oh, we have to go to war on behalf of Israel because that's our ancestral homelands. You just can't. Stop the freaking want war because you hate Muslims. It's not. It's all it is. You have this hatred of Muslims, many Christians, and for some reason you think we should go and sacrifice our treasure and blood to defend Israel. That's crazy to me. It doesn't mean you hate Jews either. If you don't want to do that, it just means you don't want war. And you certainly don't want America getting any more involved than it is. It's insanity, man. And I just wish there was a way to reach out to Christians to say, wake up. The enemy is here. It is not Muslims. It's a lack of real faith in Christianity, a lack of morals. It's a lack. The atheism is here and is taking over. It's not the freaking Muslims and it's not the Jews. It's freaking us. This lack of morality. This need to be, it's crazy. We have to defend, it just is nuts to me. Like, oh, well, Christians, a false morality of defending the way people live that should never be defended by Christianity with blood and toil or blood and money. And when I'm saying the way people live in terms of basic atheism, secularism, massive usury, massive amounts of freaking high finance, massive amounts of, let's just put it this way, fluidity, if you know what I'm saying. We can tolerate that, but we shouldn't certainly promote this, never mind defend it. It's insanity, man. I just invite you to read your Old Testament. It's going to challenge your faith because it's insane. It's insane. It really is. It's going to challenge your faith. That's why a lot of people, when they go to seminary school, they come out as agnostic because they read and they're like, eh. I mean, my faith is even more deeper as I read this. I'm not sure I buy all this stuff to be perfect in the Old Testament. Let's just put it that way. I got questions. That's okay. God didn't give us a brain not to have questions. He gave us a brain to think. And to love God and glorify God in all we do. I don't have any dispute in my head about a creator of all mankind. And I don't have any dispute in my head at all about Jesus rising from the dead. And that's all I need. Now, Jesus quotes the Old Testament a lot, 100%. So that's a challenge for me. How do I overcome that? I don't know. My path of faith is here. But just don't follow the Ben Shapiro's and and that's where the Christians, whoever the Christians are, saying we gotta we gotta fight on behalf of Israel, pray for Israel. Let's look at what the actual thing for pray for Israel was, shall we? Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. They shall prosper that love thee. All right, the peace of Jerusalem. I'm absolutely praying for the peace of Jerusalem. I will curse them that curse thee, and thee shall all families of earth be blessed. Well, that doesn't say prayer for Israel. Let's keep going here because I think it's pretty interesting. We'll go to Psalm 122. Oh, hold on a second. Here's Bible verses from the KJV about protecting Israel. And they say pray for Israel. What does it actually say? Pray for Israel. As if Israel is a land and not a people first and foremost. And it doesn't. That doesn't mean, and all these idiots are going to say, like I was called an anti-Semite by some guy, and it just is so freaking stupid, man. I said, what, a Semite? I hate Arabs? It's dumb. You see right here, where does it say, pray for the land that is Israel? It doesn't. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Yes, it is interesting. Open up your good book, man. I invite you to do it. Open up your good book. All you gotta do is read a chapter a day. I usually read 2 to 3. I'm confounded in a good way because it makes me think. It challenges my faith in a way that's good. The more your faith is challenged, the more you get strong. Like when you're working out. The more you challenge your muscles, the more they rip and they grow. The more you run, the more you can get better at running. The more you challenge your faith, the more your faith will grow. And I'm okay with that. I invite you guys to do the same. All right, love your thoughts. We'll see you.